Welcome back to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Nemofsky. Today we are talking to Katherine Vellinga, and she's the CEO of Zirkova Vodka. Okay, before we went to break, you had mentioned superpower. What is your superpower, Katherine?
I'm a super connector. I mean, I get out of a thrill out of connecting people, making things happen, sort of like a catalyst. And I have this ability to connect passion and purpose with people's strengths.
So that's amazing. Let's move on to meeting the moment.
Liz,
Uh,
wait.
Yes,
What's your superpower? I want to hear it. You
mine.
don't get away.
Okay, I'm not getting away with it. So my superpower, I believe I'm a good communicator and a connector as well. I'm an introducer, and every
Yeah.
time I meet somebody, I will introduce them to somebody else and say, "Oh my gosh, I think you would love this person," or "I think you would love this." And that's probably the reason why I get along so well with all of my guests because we all have this mutual superpower where we connect people and want to tell our story.
Yeah. And I feel like you really see the story and the person behind the story, not the job title, but you actually see that person and want to hear more about the story, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, so thank you. Let's go on though, because I know that you have this thing about meeting the moment and, being a force for good in the world, which is what you just talked about. How can you make a difference as an individual or entrepreneur? Because each of us has something of value to contribute, including our unique strengths, which we just talked about, our talents and experiences. And the world and all women need this. So, Catherine, what does meeting the moment mean to you?
So I think it's really about having that choice that, we can't control what comes up. I mean, certainly we're looking at a really disempowering time in our world, and there's so many things that are outside of our control, but we can control who we're going to be. We can control the difference that we make. We can control what we choose to focus on. And so for me, a lot of it is around, um, how can I bring my unique strengths to the situation and take action and make a difference? And I think that right now, Liz, it's a women are disempowered. Women, it is such a disempowering time for women because you can't, like, everything that's happening in the world is it's hurting us.
Yes.
It's hurting us. We're seeing our children being hurt. We're seeing a world that's, you know, uh, unbelievably different than it was 5 years ago. We've gone through a pandemic. So I think there's so many forces out of our control. And so what I see is that a lot of times we feel so disempowered that we just want to hide. We just want to sort of turn away or we want to kind of distract ourselves. And this is the time to actually reflect, like, if and make a difference, I believe.
So, why don't you tell us about the moment when you found out that Ukraine was invaded in 2022? Because we're talking about moments right now that have
Yeah.
shaped women, changed women. Um, let's talk about that and then talk about how you were able to give back.
Liz, this was a very, um, like, I will never forget this moment because my husband woke up first. He found out the news. So he was literally waiting for me to wake up. And then when I woke up and he told me, it was like all of the grief, all of the shock. I was just wailing. Like I just fell on my knees, started praying, was crying. And then I turned and I called my twin sister who's, lived in Kiev for the last 30 years. And she was already in the mode of, I can't talk now. We can cry later. This is like pull it together, get yourself going, take action, help Ukraine right now. And it was like that almost just one woman pulling another woman up, out of the muck, and boom, I was, calling my marketing person. I was pulling my team together, And it's like, what can we do? What can we do? Okay, what do we have? We have a platform. We have a voice. Um we can make a difference, and let's do all that we can to make a difference at this
Okay,
time.
hold that thought because we'll be right back with more.